Have you ever heard of someone who seems to have lived for centuries, mysteriously appearing in royal courts across Europe, with a youthful appearance, deep knowledge of alchemy, spirituality, music, and even prophecy? And what if I told you this man was not just a legend, but is still considered one of the most powerful spiritual masters in the hidden history of humanity? His name is Saint Germain, and what you're about to discover in this video will make you question everything you thought you knew about spirituality, energy, and manifestation. But don't think this is just another mystical video on the internet. What comes next is a deep dive into the journey of a soul that has crossed centuries teaching hidden truths, and who, according to many, is still among us. So open your mind, because what you're about to hear might be exactly what you needed to awaken your consciousness. The story of Saint Germain begins shrouded in mystery. According to historical records, he first appeared as the Count of Saint Germain, a man who frequented European courts in the 18th century. But what impressed people the most was not just his elegance or intelligence. It was the fact that he seemed to never age. There are accounts of people who saw him with the same youthful, almost immortal appearance for decades. And it didn't stop there. He spoke several languages fluently, played the violin like a master, had vast knowledge of science and spirituality, and, above all, seemed to know things that hadn't even happened yet. Many accused him of being an alchemist, a sorcerer, an enlightened being. And from that, the theories began to emerge. Who was this man? Just a nobleman? An immortal? A spiritual master? A messenger from another realm? In esoteric tradition, Saint Germain is not just a historical figure. He is recognized as one of the ascended masters, beings who have reached such a high level of consciousness that they transcended the laws of matter and death. But what does that mean in practice? It means that Saint Germain attained a level of enlightenment that allows him to guide humanity from behind the scenes, no longer as an ordinary physical being, but as an active, living consciousness. According to the teachings of the Great White Brotherhood, his role is to help humanity evolve into the Age of Aquarius, promoting freedom, energetic transmutation, and spiritual awakening. But his greatest legacy is the violet flame, a spiritual ray that can cleanse karma, unlock traumas, and transform any negative energy into pure light. And the most incredible part? Anyone can access it, including you. But how does this energy actually work? The violet flame functions like a frequency of light that, when invoked with true intention, enters your energetic field and begins to transmute everything that's out of harmony. Fears, guilt, limiting beliefs, emotional wounds. All of that can be dissolved through the consistent practice of this energy. And Saint Germain taught exactly how to do it, through decrees, visualizations, and meditations. One of the most powerful decrees is simple and direct. I am the violet flame that consumes and dissolves all negativity. It may sound simple, but the secret lies in the vibration behind the phrase. The words, I am, are among the most sacred expressions in the universe, and everything that comes after them is energetically amplified. That means when you declare, I am free, I am abundant, I am healed, you're activating a creative frequency that can transform your entire reality. And now you might be wondering, but how can I start using this in my own life? The answer lies in awakening. Begin by dedicating just a few minutes of your day to connect with this energy. Close your eyes, visualize a violet light surrounding your entire body, and declare with conviction what you wish to transmute. You can do this in the morning when you wake up or at night before going to sleep. And the more you do it, the more you'll notice your reality starting to shift, not through magic, but through frequency. Saint Germain teaches that the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you vibrate. And if you vibrate fear, insecurity, and scarcity, that's what returns to you. But if you vibrate personal power, faith, and freedom, then the game changes. You become the alchemist of your own life. And that, perhaps, is the greatest lesson of all. But Saint Germain didn't come just to teach decrees. He came to awaken the remembrance of who you truly are, a spiritual being with the power to co-create your reality in partnership with the divine. His teachings go beyond beautiful words. They are energetic keys to help you step out of autopilot and take control of your vibration. And this is where the true purpose of the Age of Aquarius comes in. The Age of Consciousness, where Saint Germain is the guiding master. He leads us into a time where we are no longer victims of fate, but conscious creators of it. When you understand that everything is energy, you begin to see that even your problems are just manifestations of your internal frequency. The good news? If you created it, you can change it. And it's through the violet flame that Saint Germain offers you this powerful tool of liberation. You don't need to be mystical, psychic, or initiated. You just need to be willing to change from the inside out. And the most astonishing part is that even today, there are people who claim to have channeled messages from him. These are accounts of spiritual contact where Saint Germain shares clear instructions on how to raise your vibration, unlock your path, and activate your soul's purpose. These messages always carry the same call. Remember who you are, because when you remember, you awaken. And when you awaken, you transform. There are no formulas, but there is a path, the path of consciousness. With every thought filled with love instead of fear, with every decision guided by intuition instead of pressure, you align yourself with that higher frequency. And that changes everything. That's why Saint Germain is not just a master of the past. He is a spiritual mentor of the present, active, vibrant, and accessible to anyone who chooses to live with more intention and less distraction. Now stop and reflect. How many times have you felt like you were carrying something that wasn't yours? An emotional burden, a repetitive cycle, a sense of invisible blockage? That may be an overloaded energy field. And that's exactly where the violet flame becomes your ally. By using it daily, you begin to clear the vibrational residues left by past experiences. And the more you clear, the more clarity you gain. More intuition, more lightness. It's as if layers of fog begin to lift, and suddenly everything becomes clear. You start to understand your patterns, see your choices, and finally, you set yourself free. Saint Germain doesn't want to be worshipped. He wants you to remember that you are also divine. And that, in itself, is the most liberating teaching of all. The awareness that the power is within you, not outside of you. He only points the way, but you are the one who must walk it. So if something within you felt this calling, don't ignore it. It's no coincidence that this video found its way to you. Perhaps this is the exact moment your soul needed to hear these truths. And if you've made it this far, it's because you're ready to access a new level of consciousness. Start today. Choose a violet flame decree. Repeat it with intention, and allow Saint Germain's energy to begin working in your life. Remember, everything changes when you change. The outer reality is nothing more than a reflection of your inner universe. When you align with the frequency of love, freedom, and truth, the entire universe responds. And if you feel this knowledge needs to be shared, that more people need to awaken, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's also on this spiritual journey. Because together, we awaken faster. And Saint Germain, he continues to guide us. Always.